Alright, today we are going to make super easy scalloped potatoes. And this is just something super easy to prepare. And basically, you don't need a lot of ingredients. We'll start off with 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, just want to go ahead and melt that. And then to that, you are going to add a 1/4 cup of chopped onions. So we're just going to go ahead and cook this until your onions are nice and cooked. So you want your heat on medium-high. So just go ahead and cook this until you see that the butter is melted and your onions are kind of see-through. This looks like our onion is almost ready. So I'm going to go ahead and add to that. I want to go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of flour. And this is just to make our sauce thick. So a couple tablespoons of flour. And you just want to add some salt, depending on how salty your taste buds are. Salt and pepper to taste. And just mix this. And while we're doing this, you want to go ahead and make sure you preheat your oven. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you want to add a 1.25 cups of milk. So I'm measuring it right now. There you go, 1.25 cups of milk. And you just want to go ahead and add that. And then you just want to go ahead and mix it. And then you'll see that it's going to start to thicken up. And this will be the sauce of our scalloped potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on mixing this, and you know, as it boils, you'll see it get thicker. And then I'll be back in a little bit to show you how the sauce is going to look like and how we're going to go ahead and assemble our scalloped potatoes. Alright, to this, before it gets into it like a quick boil, I'm going to go ahead and add, I want to say 1/2 cup of shredded cheese. Whatever kind of cheese you have around the house. Alright, and this will help, you know, make your sauce more flavorful, more yummy, and thicker. So as you can see, it's getting thicker. Nice and thick. Alright, our sauce is almost ready. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down, and I'm going to go ahead and start assembling our scalloped potatoes. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and assemble our scalloped potatoes, and what I did was I got a Pyrex dish and I greased it with some butter on the bottom of the dish. To that, I went ahead and used my slicer, and I sliced 2 medium-sized potatoes, and it just lined the bottom. So that's what it looks like for now. To that, I am going to add half of the sauce that we just made. So it's just going to go right here. Looks very thick right now. Alright. And this is almost like making a lasagna. Super simple, super easy to make. Very yummy. Your kids will love it. So to that I added half of my sauce, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other two potatoes. See, if you have this slicer, it's pretty easy, but you have to be very careful because you don't want to slice your fingers. If you don't have one of these gadgets, you can still make it. Just slice your potatoes with a knife, and you're just arranging it on top, almost like lasagna actually. You're just gonna layer it on there. But this is so much quicker when you have a slicer like this. And you can find this. This is a Pampered Chef one, but they sell these at your local Target, I think, has it, or your local kitchen store, I'm sure, has it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that it's all nice and even. And I'm going to get the other half of my sauce, pour it over. You can be really creative with this if you wanted to. I guess you could add ham, a layer of ham on there so that you have some meat. Or you could do it like a vegetarian style. You could add, I don't know, broccoli maybe. You could put some corn if you wanted to. Alright, so our sauce is on there. And then you're going to go ahead and add some, please excuse my barking dogs in the background. They're just goofing off. Just adding some Parmesan cheese on the top. And this will give it a nice crust. Plus extra cheese is always good. So go ahead and add as much cheese as you want. Okay, the cheesier the better. And then you want to go ahead and cover that with some foil. Cover it with foil, and you want to stick this in the oven, 350 degree oven for, I want to say, half an hour with the foil. And then you want to take the foil off and cook it for another 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven, and when I come back, I'll show you the finished product. Alright, just wanted to show you the finished product. It's very hot. I just took it out of the oven. And this, again, was baked in a 350 degree oven with foil over it for 30 minutes, and then take the foil off and then bake for another 30 minutes, and then let it stand for 5 minutes, and it's ready to serve. So there you go. Easy, easy, cheesy scalloped potatoes. Try it out and let me know how it turns out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.